The golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of mora. This is where all of Teyvat's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora, it's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone... Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all...
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment I arrived in Liyue, and that the Exuvia would subsequently be hidden away? If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have taken me a whole lot... Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. Either way, we now come to the battle.
Battle? So you're the type...
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral, instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her when she faces a worthy opponent. But as for me...
We won't let what happened in Monster...
Oh, so you Besides, you could never defeat me. Not... Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. You're wide open.
By royal decree.
So quick to flee. Go already. Poor timing. Fine opportunity. Poor timing. Passable level. Clear shot. Fine opportunity. Poor timing. You've made some progress. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, That just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Get them!
My turn. You've got some skills. Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing it to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you! Did you simply move faster? Or did you read the information regarding your own mouth to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
Will you take it? Wow.
Die here.
Sacred name. Fortune preserver. Look! Childe's back to...
Well, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell you!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my... This battle has already left me so... Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in...
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still... Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it... In fact, it might be that the Exuvian...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say, it seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well-versed in little maneuvers As such, we must now...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest... The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must...
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyan's stone fort.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was if such an ancient... Do you think the cunning Rex Lap...
But the Archon War ended...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils of permission! Oh, Paimon remembers now! The Fatui have been researching them!
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many... Using the powers of ancient gods and such... But knowing that such a... Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Lyra, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone! That guy is fast! What's going on? Exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really... Do we make...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Lila? Just seeing this overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle, which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion...
What? Wait, all of you are were supposed to be the Guardians of Lit.
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to...
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins... Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go up too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you are made of then. What strength remains within you? What witness to witness?
It isn't time for a break yet!
Faster? Okay, faster.
That seemed to work. Looks like I went too far.
Time for takeoff.
That seemed to
That is Osial's divine power. Be careful not to get hit.
Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare you? Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
It isn't time for a break yet!
There are so many between two! We can't!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
One shall descend once again.
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is depthful energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian's heart. Wow, it's Madame P's shockwave. This grid is really strong.
My work finished. Now you're not going anywhere. Freshy as you the only just begun. Frozen. Right here. Disgusting.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Yes. This is it.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
We're breaking a sweat. Disgusting.
Opening box of the Death Eye tricks.
Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak! In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Loneliness.
Rise. Time for takeoff.
My royal decree!
Wings of darkness! Come, sever night from day! Opening box of the Death Eye tricks.
Yes. This is it. This isn't good.
Faster.
Not going anywhere.
Blink!
Freshness preserved.
Time for takeoff. Here we go. Shadow Witch, let night fall.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace!
My work. Finished. The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has the effects of the sigil of permission last but a short. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any wave.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here.
Sure. Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then lip. At first, it was only the size of a small room. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know there...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to... Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the... But that does not mean that the Liyue... Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the...
Are you questioning our means of protecting...
I mean no offense.
Forebears, you say?
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing but I dared not...
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. The Animal Archon sought to
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock. To be
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesy.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the... Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to...
Huh? Why does everyone look so down?
Weren't you frightened?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And thanks for protecting Liyue.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary. Although their blood is weak, there is still the time of contracts between gods and Liyue.
seeing the port around us now.
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not...
Seems like...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the... Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, but how will we ensure...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't...
Looks like the conflict Oh, right! Childe wanted to... But we were able to handle the... Oh, and speaking of that... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's... Gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Faster, faster. Okay, faster. Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you put...
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland Big... Last time we saw Zhongli was before... Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? We had better go and make sure...
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
I'm fine. Not scared.
What should I put in my lip?
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? Oh, it seems that some of...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Childe. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the City of Bards, was it? I'm glad you... Ah, right. I imagine...
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit... awkward.
Paimon knew that we should never...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's... The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my
How sanctimonious.
What? So, no, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky!
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard him. I stood motionless among the crowd.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Childe, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, the Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by... All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. These things were all I had expected them to do. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine... Ha! On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had all...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept...
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mock be that as it may?
Well then...
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli...
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made... My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scale, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journey.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.